another job, guys. So,
brilliantly placed here. Prior to that, he started favourite versus Desert Icon. There's
hello
one of the
sa
favourites in the Group 2 Herbert Power today. It's just better form for 9. Gets his chance to win. 2 Berate, the Danger. I love the weight drop here to 55
driving
and a
to
half. He's going so well. He surely has
to
to turn
work
the
to
tables
another
on
job.
Seat of Power
So,
with that 7 kilo swing.
yan, we're
And out
talking
to
about
2400.
driving
Run
tips sa
fastest
mga
Seat of
bagong
Power, 4
driver.
to minus. 3, 2, 4 and 1, David.
Kailangan natin
So
ano,
very similarly,
wag tayong makipagsabayan sa mga sasakyan sa daan.
There's a downside. It's only had, I think, the one win for the Wallace stable, which was a Caulfield.
Kailangan drive tayo accordingly sa ating kakayanan.
Well, they are,
So,
and I think against this opposition,
so pupunta na tayo sa ating next job. Oh, wow, look at that clouds.
Very well. Their figures show that. Their numerical forms show that. They will run well again today. And fun fact is building on fitness and with a dry track out in front.
And don't ever try to use phone while driving.
Race 7, first leg of the main quaddy. See one of our old friends won
Kasi ano yan, bawal yan. At saka ano, siyempre sa safety mo na rin.
Race 7, number 1 is Honesty at $17. Scratch 2, 3 Hatchet at $4.20. So it's the favourite. Scratch 4. 5 Uncle Russ at $8.50. 6 Bow Rider at 18. 7 Ramstein at 23. Scratch the 8. 9 Extremist at 5. 10 Haker Maru at 5. 11 Miss Super at $9.50. 12 My Odette at 51. 13 Wine Not Roses 101. 14 Alberg at $5.50. We scratched the bottom 4 here. That one down the bottom, number 14 Alberg. Now we do have 9 cents worth of deductions, but it opened at 17. All stun sinks are short, and it's now $5.50. Yes, I had a big bet on Hatchet at Eagle Farm on the 27th of August. Got taken on a bit, but I think looking back,
Yan, so
it seemed every chance.
pag ano ka pa, pag PE, may limit yan eh. Hindi ka makipagsabayan sa mga
I think this race looks ideal for it. There's good tempo in this race. Similarly, love to run forward. Bow Rider, Extremist, Hagra on the road. One of those, there's quite a few there.
yun lang yung maibigay kong payo sa mga new driver. Alam nyo kasi pag ano, yung mga medyo teenager pa, malakas pa yung ano, loob at saka yung parang ano ba, sa totoo lang talagang ano, makipagsabayan pero bawal makipagsabayan talaga. So hindi tayo makipagsabayan sa mga ano dyan. Drive lang tayo according to the rules. Always make sure na you do it right.
And he had no luck at all in Toowoomba 2 weeks ago. I've got him in the mix there. He's above average. Alberg number 14. This is interesting, this one. Jared mentioned there's money for it. I looked at the connections and I noticed they're a very smart putter in those connections and a very smart trainer in Brian Smith. And I feel it's been set for this race. The only thing is, when Mike Narodi had it, he'd ran a lot of good races in much better company than this, but the record still shows 1 from 30, 15 minor placing. But an interesting run up and has a good game. I took 4 there in a good race, 3.95 at 14 race.
Yeah, I'm surprised that 420's holding up, given we've had scratchings as well. If he runs to Doom in midweek, he wins this, and as you say, it was just a matter of him just being found out at the end of 1,400 metres last time. He does have to run the race differently here. I would imagine he has to take a sit, David, with all that speed drawn outside him. So I guess that sets up a little bit differently, but he's going so well this preparation, and I think he can beat these. 10 Hakai Maru, she's an interesting one. She was friendless in the market at Ipswich in a much lesser race, but she put them to the sword. She was being fancied in the Pink Ribbon Cup before scratching. Today the trick is how much petrol she spends from the gate, but to me she's the one with the ability to test Hatchet. Then I went 9 Extremist and 1 at Dynasty, 3, 10, 9 and 1.
3, 10, 9 and 1. One of the features today is the Connor Family Nudgee College Old Boys Cup Race 8. 1 Hasselbro at $7.50, 2 Grey Worm at 13, 3 Hale Manhattan at 16, 4 Bonaparte at 9, 5 Star Dome $6.50, 6 Turn on the Charm at 5, 7 Matawataki at 8, 8 Tears of Love at 26, and the favourite number 9 Battleton at $3.20, and it's been the one since the markets first went up. It was $4.60, it's now $3.20.
Didn't fire first up at Royal Randwick, but that was a soft 7. Back to a good 4 today, Nathan.
I wouldn't confidently rule out any of these. I think it's a very wide open race. But I've ended up with one hazard blow, and I'm happy to play at the odds. 2 runs here in South East Queensland have been very good. I thought he did a good job last time. I think he did. It was a torrid run he endured, but he kept coming now. Those runs have been on heavy, but I looked to New Zealand, and 2 of his last 3 starts on good tracks in New Zealand, he was able to win. He ran 191 there, another day at 82.8 for 1400 metres. So I don't see it getting onto a good track as necessarily a negative, and I just feel he's going really, really well, this horse. He'll sit out the back. Grey Worm will set a reasonable enough tempo, turn on the charm, sit outside him.
So, if you really, kahit ano ka na na driver, huwag kang, ano na talagang driver na kailangan talaga focus. Yan, hindi biro yung pag-drive kasi nasa mental focus yun. We need mental focus in driving. Pag mag-signal ka rin, ano, panay tingin talaga, wag basta signal lang diretso. You have to, kung ano yung natutunan mo sa pag-drive mo, yung nag-ano ka pa, nag-learners ka pa, gawin mo, ano, ugaliin mo siyang routine. Kasi automatic na yun pag lagi kang sumusunod sa tinuturo nung nag-aral ka pa ng maging ano, driver. So automatic yan sa tatak sa isipan mo. Basta sunod ka sa ano, yung lagi mong gagawin, hindi lang ano, kung mong baguhin kung anong natutunan mo. Just make sure na sunod ka talaga, ugaliin mo. Beautiful park for walking, guys. It's a beautiful park. Mitchell Park Community Center. So maganda dito, mayroong ano, mayroong skating, bike track for the children.
One Wapami here at $6.50, 2 Shamrock Blue $3.60. So it is the favourite. 3 Never Paid at 10, 4 Ziemba at 34, 5 Tontes at 41, 6 Hamlet on Snitzel at 10, scratch 7, 8 Capital Rain at $4.80, scratch 9, 10 Vast Karma at 13.
Yung 25 kilometers per hour pag nasa ano ka sa school zone, ano lang yan pag nandyan yung mayroong mga pasukan, pero tingin ka pa rin na kailangan ka pa rin na hindi mo basta-basta ano, hindi baka mamaya may bigla ang tatawid di ba? So always making sure talaga, kaya look left, right, left, right, right, left, yung talaga yung yung sa pag-brake na naman, huwag kang mag-brake na malapit, kailangan brake ka na medyo
barrier 1 or 2, sorry, barrier 2. Wendy Peel takes the 3 off. It's going to give a bold side a long way. Shamrock Blue is
kailangan braking, yung braking mo is in the right distance talaga. Para sa akin, ano talaga, hindi ako hinto ng magbe-brake na malapit na, malayo, medyo malayo pa lang magbe-brake na ako. And then keep too close to the next car.
Just swap them around. I think he's going to take some catching near Capital Rain. Frederick Medane coming out doesn't hurt his chances either. Tried like a bomb. Form fell away last preparation, but early on in his campaign it was comfortably good enough for this. And from the 2 gate, he's just going to land on the fence. And gee, I think he's going to be hard to catch. 2 Shamrock Blues going really well. 12 Circularity is one that I think might add some value to multiples. He'll tried okay against some really good horses down south. And 11 Aidensfield, you know she's going to race well, but she does tend to find 1 or 2 better. 8, 2, 12 and 11.
8, 2, 12, 11 and the last race 10 today's a benchmark 75.
Scratch 1, 2 Zuma California, $4.20, equal favourite. 3 General Dubai at 31. 4 I Am Lethal, the other equal favourite at $4.20. 5 Zoffany's Late at 41. 6 Isabella Spring at 51. Scratch 7, 8 Nishikori at 12. 9 Rejoiced at 16. 10 Command King at 21. 11 Red Bloom at 21. Scratch 12. 13 Queen of Dubai at 12. Scratch 14 and 15. 16 Caribbean King at $5.50. 17, Love Yous All at 61, scratch 18 to 19, and number 29 Guy is a $14 chance. Hadn't done a lot here, but I've just seen the last hour. Been good money for Zuma, California. Number 2 was 460, now 420.
Goes to 1400 today, Nathan the last.
I'm sweating on this rider here, David. The Mexican standoff with Iron Lethal and Nishikori.
At sa pag-turning right na naman din,
Both of them.
kailangan siguraduhin mo talaga na nakahinto na yung mga sasakyan sa kaliwa at sa kanan. Kasi minsan mayroon di diretso. Hindi tuloy-tuloy sila.
I don't think he likes wet tracks at all. He was up on speed there last time in Sydney, but he had trialled really well.
Hindi sila hihinto.
Blinkers come off today. I think he just sits out the back, and I expect him just to sweep straight past them here on Lethal. To Zuma, California, I think David scratchings have enhanced his chances. There's 3 drawn inside him there that I sort of thought would be trouble for him. They all come out, so I can see him getting across to a reasonable spot now. Get his chance to see out the 1400. Then 8 Nishikori and 16 Caribbean King. 4, 2, 8 and 16.
I concur with you with 4-eyed Lethal. I think John O'Shea's found a very similar situation to what Kokoro and Kokoro finds in race 4, a horse I think that is better than its Brisbane rivals. So 4 Iron Lethal, the beat 16 Caribbean King, in form. I like the way he actually got back and found the line at the 1350 at Aquis Park Gold Coast. I'm sure he'll run a race here. Zuma, California, number 2. Respect their distance. I do have a question mark. And 29 guys running the top 4. In the last, I've gone 4, 16, 2 and 20. Nathan, your best today.
Yeah, I'm hoping John O'Shea goes 2 for 2. We'll make it Kokoro
dito
race
na
4,
tayo
number
sa
5.
ating
I think
trabaho.
Habib Rose a gamble in race 8, number 1. I'll go to race 9 for the trifecta, David.
So
And
ayan,
box
give
2,
me
8,
sign.
11
So
and 12.
make sure you look
Good on you, mate.
left
Thank you.
and right, left and right.
Nathan X will
Lane
be joining
signal.
us. My best bet is also Kokoro
Bago
race 4,
kayo
number 5. My
making
value
sure
is
na
in the Nudgee College Old Boys Cup, race 8, number 3, Hale Van
talaga tayo
Haven.
sa
My trifecta in race 7,
Alright.
unboxing numbers 3, 5, 9, 10 and 14. 3, 5,
See
9,
you
10,
again,
14, race
guys.
7.
Dito na tayo.
That's Eagle Farm, first of 10, Queensland time 11:43. This is Select Racing with our major previews. Back in a moment to have the Silver Eagle
Alright
Day.
guys, going home na after work. So ayan, tapos na yung ating isang trabaho. So uwi na tayo.
And presumably ATO suspects
Yeah.
and the Australian
Oh,
Federal
beautiful
Police
day,
suspect that
guys.
some of these
Nice
women
day.
do pose a risk and will need
In another
intensive
football
surveillance.
park.
It's been 3.5 years since the fall of Islamic State, and in that time, the Australian Federal Police, ASIO, State and Territory Police, have been able to do a lot of work investigating the citizens that we have over in Syria. So they've got a really clear picture of who's there, who their family members are, who their associates are, who poses a risk and who doesn't. And it's quite possible, I think, that if the coalition had retained government, that at some point in this term they were going to have to face this issue themselves. The children over there are getting older. The older they get, the harder this problem gets. And so moving now, when most of them are smaller, younger and easier able to fit back into school or fit back into society, is, I suspect, part of the advice they're getting from the experts.
So if and when these families do return, you mentioned control orders. Just explain that for our audience and what else can we expect to happen to them?
Women as a group have volunteered as part of their negotiation with the previous government and with this government to undergo a terrorism control order. And these are orders that restrict your movement, so can be required to wear a ankle monitoring device. You have to give your passwords for all your devices to authorities. They can monitor your social media, monitor your internet usage. They can control who you see, who you speak to. So they can be quite restrictive. The women have offered this to try and reach movement people who are worried about them. I think about 9 and perhaps maximum of the women could be charged. And the most likely charge is an offence that was on the books just for a couple of years, but it was quite a serious one. And that is enter a prescribed area. And that was a law introduced to stop people going to Islamic State areas, individuals whether they chose to go or if they were treated or coerced to go. So certainly a number of them were in their 20s when they left. So I'm guessing there will be either legal argument or court argument as to what their state of mind was when they went, what powers they had to make decisions go. I I can give an example of a woman who is over in the camps now. Her name is Sama Assad, and she was 15 when she was taken to Syria by her family, by her parents. She was married off to an older man there, so she's still there now. She's 22. She's got
Driving
4
is
children.
relaxing,
So I
but
think in a situation like that, you really have to
sometimes
have
it's
an
not.
there as to whether a person
It's nice to
is
drive on the
15
weekend
taken
because
by their
not
parents
traffic,
and
but
the agency or
during
makes you feel good about that.
Ellen Winnett, the
from
Australian
Monday to Friday,
Associate
yun yung
Editor.
lalo na pagpasukan na is yung pinaka-traffic talaga guys. Kailangan talaga focus. So, na-change na.
It was one of the world's worst sporting disasters. More than 130 people died in the recent stampede at an Indonesian football stadium after police unleashed tear gas on fans who surged across the pitch. Police say several people are now facing charges of criminal negligence causing death. They include members of their own force who shot the tear gas at fans, and match organisers who are now accused of letting in a crowd bigger than the stadium's capacity. Andreas Pasono is a researcher for Human Rights Watch in Indonesia and a former journalist.
The national police dismissed the police chief in Malang. This is the city where the stampede took place, and also removed 9 police commanders in charge of the security in the stadium.
Do you have confidence that justice will be done in relation to those police officers and any other officials that may end up being charged?
Unfortunately, no. I have covered so-called human rights trial for more than 4 decades. You name the East Timor, the killing of the Madis in Kalimantan, West Papua, Aceh, Java, of course. I will not believe it until I see, I hear, I read the person.
Just stepping back a bit, you're a former journalist, used to cover Indonesian football. What have you learned about the culture in your time, both as a journalist and as a human rights campaigner?
When I became a journalist, obviously I covered from stadium to another stadium. Of course, it was cheerful, but also some ugly fights. It ended in 1996 when I covered the final between Indonesia and Thailand at the Jakarta main stadium. And I went out. I saw more than 70 cars destroyed, windshields smashed, turned upside down. It turned out to be one of them is my car. I thought this is a very dangerous game. So I asked for a transfer, and I began to cover ethnic and religious violence. And then when I started to understand ethnic tribal tension, I just realized that football, the blood sport in Indonesia, is the mirror of ethnic and religious tension of this young nation.
So look, clearly Indonesian football can be violent. We've seen that for decades, and you've seen it up close. But this incident is something else entirely, and it's also shone a light on police violence. Tell us about the role of police in this and their reputation within Indonesia.
Historically, Indonesian police is not only doing policing work. Historically, since day one, since this new republic was declared independent in 1945, the police is also doing military work. And also, since day one, the police and the military, especially the army, are involved in bitter rivalry, sometimes with violence, killing. Thus, it is an unhealthy relationship since day one and until now.
Beautiful dog inside the car. Look at that. Pretty dog. He's sitting there, big dog. With the seatbelt. Cute dog. Ayan guys, dito na tayo sa ating suburb. Mamaya na naman hapon yung ating trabaho. So, after this, mag-shopping kami ni Mr. for weekly shopping, grocery shopping, not anything, just weekly grocery shopping. So, yan yung maibigay ko sa inyo sa mga bagong driver dyan. Ano tayo, wag tayong makipagsabayan sa mga sasakyan sa kalsada, lalong-lalo na dyan sa Pilipinas. Hindi, iba kasi yung mga pamamaraan ng mga driver din. Ayan, so ingat-ingat talaga, focus, sundin lang talaga yung kung ano yung natutunan mo sa pag nung nag-aaral ka pa mag-drive. Talagang gawin mo siyang normal routine sa pagdadrive mo para aware ka lagi. Alam mo yung mga rules sunod lang talaga. Yan lang yun para for safety driving. Yan lang yung tips ko guys. Ayan, dito na tayo. Si Mr. A. Shopping kami after this. So, alright. At kung bago ka pa lang sa akin channel, huwag mong kalimutan mag-subscribe. At mag-comment ka na rin. Huwag kayong mahiyang mag-comment na kung gusto niyo yung aking driving vlog. Or kayo ang gusto kong masunod na kung anong gusto niyo kong gawin. Kung nagustuhan niyo man yung driving vlog ko, hindi. Ayan. Kabias Vlog. Bye-bye.